Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today I'm going to be giving you a window into the secret storyline behind Classified. People have speculated ever since this map was announced as to what exactly is going on in the story when we're playing on this map. I mean, we've always had questions about why there were zombies at the Pentagon and what exactly their involvement was with the kind of global outbreak, and with a remake, where exactly there would be space to fit the Pentagon in using those Ultimus characters. And people were speculating that, oh, okay, it's going to be post-Moon, because then we'd finally get answers about the characters that were left on the moon at the end of the Moon Easter egg that for the last, what must have been now about 6, 7, 8 years or something, we have just not had any answers about. We have been left in the dark. And then it came to light that Classified actually takes place a bit earlier, and we see in the intro cutscene that the characters kind of bounce off the moon in this really weird way and end up at Classified. There's also a bunch of stuff on the map relating to the focusing stone and the golden rod and things like that, which again is extremely peculiar. You've got the sketch kind of schematic type thing that you see in the war room, this big poster on the wall, and then you see kind of hand-drawn little sketches and scrawls of things drawn onto the walls elsewhere on the map as well, both relating to those items. And on that schematic, you see a big MPD, and that's the first time that we've ever heard of the Americans making their own MPD. Like, that is a very, very strange development, I suppose you could say, in our understanding of the story. And so, with all that kind of in mind and in your head, it turns out that we can get a lot more information about all those things and about some other loose ends that I've been banging on about for years, like Peter freaking McCain and Dr. Shuster and Cornelius Parnell. All those characters we're finally getting some answers for in this map. And the fact that people thought that this was post-Moon, and then they realized that it was pre-Moon, is actually being thrown into kind of disrepute now as well, because in a way, this map is pre-Moon and post-Moon. Now, I know that sounds impossible, but bear with me, because this is pretty nuts. I'm going to start the video off with several minutes of punch card quotes. These punch cards can be found in the following locations. The first one is just here. The second is just here. The third one is just here in this room. The fourth one is just here, and by the way, you can pick these up in any order. The fifth is just here, and here's the next one. And the last one we're going to pick up is just here. Now, bear in mind, you don't need to pick these up in the order that I've just shown, and also bear in mind that these things were crashing games on launch, so if you get a blue screen here and you're doing this in your game, don't blame me. Let's get a blame Treyarch in the chat. When you've picked all those punch cards up, you are going to want to come and make your way down to the bottom of the labs. There'll be a metal device in there which you can grab from this locker, and it should always be there. Then, if you head back up the elevator and head into the new server room, there is a broken server which you can fix by putting in this metal box. You place it in there, it will shut, and you then need to charge it by firing at it with a pack-a-punched weapon with the kilowatt double pap variant. When it's done, you'll be able to put all your punch cards into this machine just here, and all the quotes that we've just had will start to play. Well, you'll need to hold square one by one as the quotes go through. I'm going to play them all for you now, and then I'll come back to you at the end, and then talk a little bit about what they mean, but then I'll be showing you the really crazy thing after that, but we need to get punch cards done first.
This is Groom Lake Station Chief Cornelius Parnell. Personal log, March 11th, 1961. After being unable to get McElroy or Gates to see the light, I hoped my meeting with McNamara would fare better, but I had no such luck. For years now, DoD have run experiments with their 115 division, but we're the ones with all the supply. I told McNamara we have the Fort Knox of Element 115 right next to our nuclear testing site. If we combined resources and work together instead of simply bartering resources, Groom Lake could receive the funding to properly mine the materials and expand experimentation. But no, McNamara was uninterested. Another Secretary of Defense, another bust for Project Broken Arrow. Personal log, February 23rd, 1963. With construction of the moon teleporter ongoing, a number of scientists from the Pentagon's 115 division have been stationed on site here at Groom Lake. Dr. Shuster, head of the operation, continues to be full of surprises. He's been telling me these stories about an evil little girl named Samantha. she can control the undead. I asked Colonel Sawyer about it, and he told me to pay it no mind. Apparently everybody's been laughing off Shuster's stories for years now. But then, yesterday, Shuster says he has proof. He claims this Samantha is responsible for several outbreaks over the last 20 years. He rattles off a bunch of names, and one of them was the Rising Sun facility. I lost a good man there, Peter McCain, and never got an explanation for it. I've decided to investigate this further. Personal log, July 29, 1963. I've spent the last several months combing through archives and conducting extensive research. And I can't believe what I'm about to say, but this is real. This girl, creature, entity, this being possesses a very real and very dangerous power. Fortunately, as of now, her attacks have been contained. But if she were to choose to unleash fury, she could wipe us off the map. And not just the United States, she could destroy everyone. But there is an opportunity here. To combat this threat, the Pentagon's going to need to significantly increase their 115 operation. To support that, they'll need greater access to our gold mine at Groom Lake. Project Broken Arrow is the key to all of this. 2 birds, 1 stone. We'll combat a threat to national security, and I'll secure the funding for my program and its operations. I'm drafting a report on the incidents. I plan to present it to McNamara in the coming weeks. Personal log, September 3rd, 1963. The discussion with McNamara was a resounding success. His plans for it are bigger than I ever thought possible. Fools. It was so easy. All those hawks over there think about is war. I offered them a morsel, a nugget, and had the meeting out of the palm of my hand. Yeah, well, good riddance. They'll get their war, and I'll get my riches. They want to destroy this Samantha? It's so narrow-minded.
Hello?
Why destroy her when we can take her power and harness it for ourselves? With the amount of element 115 buried down there, just imagine what we could do. We could mold the earth anew, create it in our image. A toast. Here's to Dr. Shuster for gifting me this opportunity. When we get the excavator up and running at the test site, I'll be sure to get him access. And here's to Broken Arrow. And to opening new worlds. Broken Arrow. Dream of mine for many years. When I joined the company, you know what I did? What I cut my teeth on? I sent men to their deaths. I was a handler. First for the OSS, then the CIA. I oversaw ops, and I sent in men to die. I was a bow. They were my arrows. Smokey, John Banana, and Peter McCain, Tank Dempsey. The list goes on and on. So many men lost. But my ops were good. Job well done. Pats on the back for Parnell. So, climbed the ladder, eventually became station chief here. And spent much of my time, now that I think about it, in this very room. After we'd mined the element 115, we'd store it in here. And we'd stare at it for hours. I got lost in it. And then one day, it just clicked. I had to do what Group 935 failed to do. I would build a program to harness its power. It was tired of killing. I wanted to create technological marvels, help humanity, improve the human condition, and who knows, maybe even bring the dead back to life.
This objection! If I can make my head
Prepare
big.
the broken arrow, if you will. Now, I have the perfect test subject. This is Cornelius Parnell, Report 639, August 3rd, 1963. Earlier today, while Dr. Shuster was performing test number 11, we had an unexpected arrival through the teleporter. We've been unable to verify what year they came from. Our struggle with temporal anomalies during teleportation is well documented, but we are certain of where they came from: the moon. This event alone is baffling enough and is without explanation. But it becomes downright absurd when you take into account that I know two of the four individuals. Corporal Tank Dempsey of the United States Marine Corps, who I knew personally and was declared KIA after a failed rescue op to recover Peter McCain. And Dr. Edward Richtofen from Group 935, who went missing weeks after we formalized the agreement to initiate Operation Stapler. I didn't recognize the other two, but they and Corporal Dempsey were in a delusional, near catatonic state. Medical evaluation shows they've suffered from excessive element 115 exposure. And quoting our medic, "I'm not even sure how they're still alive." As for Dr. Richtofen, initially we believed him DOA. Upon closer examination, we discovered his body is very much alive, just zero brain activity. How it came to be that these four men were on the moon, we may never know. However, for the immediate future, we'll be keeping them here at Groom Lake. They are ideal candidates for additional 115 testing. This is Cornelius Parnell, Report 715, October 13th, 1963. I'm filing this report on behalf of Private Gordon. Private Gordon was working graveyard in Hangar 4, where our new test subjects are being kept. At 0300 this morning, Private Gordon reports a, quote, bright blue oval-shaped light beam materialized in the room, end quote. Out of said light beam stepped, and I quote, a zombie dressed in a World War II German military uniform. This zombie did not interact with Private Gordon, but instead slowly walked up to the comatose body of Dr. Edward Richtofen, who, up until now, we've been unable to resuscitate. Private Gordon then observed this zombie touching the body of Dr. Richtofen, at which point the zombie turned to ash, and Dr. Richtofen immediately let out a guttural shriek and began cackling. I cannot verify Private Gordon's story, but what I can tell you is that as of this morning, Dr. Richtofen is very much alive, and he is very animated. So much so, we've since had to have him sedated.
So you know what I was saying about hearing about the Americans making an MPD? We hear about that a bunch in these radios. Similarly, we hear a bunch from Cornelius Parnell. At long freaking last. This man has been an enigma for such a long time because Cornelius was first introduced in Shi no Numa. That's the third Zombies map that was ever released. We heard him giving audio quotes from the radios in the Spawn about Peter McCain, who is also a very big question mark in the zombie storyline. And so here, we're going right back to that kind of timeline and getting new info about what exactly Parnell is doing for the American government. Station Chief Parnell is an extremely important character now, which is really, really cool to see. Also, we hear about Dempsey because he says, I was the bow and they were my arrows, and Dempsey is one of them. That's something that we knew. Dempsey was the team leader sent into the asylum to extract Peter McCain. And Peter then ends up flying off and then jumping out of his plane above what he thinks is Shinonuma, ends up either going through or not going through a portal, depending on which fracture of the universe you're in. In one of them, he just lands in Shinonuma, I guess, and dies. In the other, he ends up going all the way through to Gorod Krovi and then disappears, and somehow gets to Revelations and then disappears again. Mind-boggling stuff. But that's not even the coolest thing that's in these radios. We also hear about Shuster and drilling 115 near Groom Lake, and that's something that has also been a question for a long time. The 115 extraction drill from the Nuketown loading screen was revealed a little while ago to be an actual 115 drill. We didn't know that for a long time. A lot of people thought that there was something else entirely, but now we know what that is, and we know where it is, and we know that the Shuster, who we thought we could see on the updated Nuketown loading screen on his little name tag in the yellow suit, is indeed Shuster. He is manning that operation, which is, again, a really cool confirmation to have from Treyarch. But that's not all. I can't believe I'm saying this, but there's a huge amount more to go, okay? We also hear about Zombie Richtofen coming through a blue portal, touching Ultimus Richtofen from the moon, and then waking him up. And Zombie Richtofen disappears into a pile of ash. This is insane. Zombie Richtofen is another character who we've been tracking, certainly, through the comic for a long time now, and tracking since the events of the end of Black Ops 2, when he actually became Zombie Richtofen, but nobody expected this. No one at all. Not a single human being predicted this one. Zombie Richtofen has come back to revive Ultimus Richtofen, and Ultimus Richtofen straight away wakes up and laughs? This man knew this was going to happen? Or is he just crazy? One of the two, but regardless, the fact that it happened in the first place is mental. We now have post-Moon characters ready and waiting to tell their stories, potentially in future maps, or potentially in the full classified Easter egg. And that is insanely exciting. Crazily exciting. But somehow, that's not even the end, okay? We're now going to go beyond the punch cards. We're going to go to an Easter egg that I don't think a lot of people know about on this map. In those punch card radios, we heard about Hangar 4. Now, if you check which hangar you're in Black Ops 1, and then in Zombies Chronicles, and then in Black Ops 4, you'll notice that things keep changing around. And when you check the Area 51 in Black Ops 4 and look to the side of the map, you can see Hangar 4. It's actually there. And the mind-blowing thing is that you chuck a grenade and you're going to hear Ultimus Dempsey say some absolutely cool-ass stuff. So I'm going to play that audio for you now, and then I'll check back in with you at the end. This is so cool.
I can't sleep. I can't think straight. Damn German. Damn little girl. Know what we did? We told them. Don't believe us. They won't listen. We blew it up. Whole damn planet. Blew up the whole thing. She warned us. Got voices in his head. He used us. He used all of us. Fucking sauerkraut. Not finished. Gotta break free. Gotta get out of here. Fucks it all up. We can still fix it. Oorah, Jugger girl.
Yep, he actually went there, guys. Reach for me, Jugger Girl. Especially in the context of Jug being gone in this game. He had to just hit us where it hurts, man. Now, this is so exciting. Clearly, Dempsey's awake as well. Richtofen is awake. That means the other two are probably going to wake up at some point too. On top of everything that I've just said, the song that he's whistling at the end is Samantha's Lullaby, which is the Moon intro music from the loading screen, and has also appeared all the way through Black Ops 3 now as well, so they're really pulling from absolutely everywhere with this one. This could very well be the first step of the classified Easter egg. Seeing as there's been no real significant progress so far, but people are saying that there is a main quest in the map, it wouldn't surprise me if collecting some parts and then using a pack-a-punch gun to activate something and then listening to it and then throwing grenades in a certain place was the actual start of the Easter egg. That's a very Black Ops 1 thing to need to do. And if that's the case, we could legitimately see the Ultimus characters from Post-Moon interacting with the Ultimus characters from Pre-Moon, and potentially at some point, we could see the characters from Alcatraz. We could freaking see Post-Revelations Richterford. That would be insane. There could be 4 or 5 Richterfons in the mix on this map in the Easter egg. That would be mind-blowing. I mean, if that was the real meaning of 5 in the first place, that would be crazy. But there's so much potential here, and I wanted you guys to hear these quotes ASAP so the community could start digging into them and figuring out what the hell's going on, okay? For now, please leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed, because I certainly have enjoyed this one. This is so cool to see. Treyarch have done a phenomenal job with this map. I'll be posting a bunch more classified videos in the near future, so make sure you've subscribed and clicked the bell to turn on notifications. Otherwise, you might miss those videos. I've been MrRoflWaffles. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in another Zombies videos very soon. Bye for now.